Okay, Thomas. So I think we should continue to talk more about the hiring, the importance of hiring from our last episode. So
Sure.
in this episode, let's kind of finish that topic so we can help anyone listening on, the pros and cons and how we should do it. So I think you were gonna, add a little bit more with what we were talking about.
So basically, like it was ending before. You want to approach that customer. You want to make them feel comfortable. All right. So instead of them pulling out a checkbook and signing a contract, give them a little taste of what they're in for and what's going to be beneficial to them, where it's actually going to see how your marketing that you're doing for them is going to drive customers to them, which will also fill their pockets. And that's what they want. So you got to show results, which you do show results with your customers. I've seen it throughout the years. But when you got somebody on the fence, it's to help these salespeople. And that salesperson, that'll help build their confidence as well, too.
I mean, yeah, it's important to have it that way and to do it the right way. And I prefer a salesperson that tells people the right things, the honest things, and maybe not get as many sales, but it's because they're doing it the right way than anyone that just comes in and they make 200 phone calls, they promise the world to every one of them, and they're not following our own procedures on how to explain services that we provide. So I think I think it's an area that people just come in the door, especially now. A lot of these new people that are trying to come in, they don't understand that they have to go out and make phone calls, or they have to meet people. They have to they essentially a lot of times they have to make sales out of nothing. They have to go out and cultivate those relationships that you talked about, spend time. It might take a few calls, a few visits, and within time you might get some people that have some interest, but it's definitely not an easy thing, right? Sales is not everyone can do sales. Not everyone knows how to do it. And even if they do, they have to have, like you said, you have to have the personality that you can relate to people and build those relationships with.
I've seen there's companies out there that I've worked with. They spend, $100 to $150,000 a month on Google AdWords. And that Google AdWords is actually making their phones ring to what they call their sales department. Okay.
Yeah.
What people call a sales department today is, to me, a customer service department, because you have calls coming into you. So basically, it isn't like cold calling. Cold calling is a whole different ballgame. That's sales. That's raw sales,
Yeah.
because now you're building your own book of business. Like calls coming into you, that makes life easy. And I get a kick out of, like, a lot of these salespeople I've met at these companies. They get such an ego and an attitude. But when I tell them, hey, listen, what you're doing is a glorified customer service rep, and you're getting paid big sales rep money. And they
Right.
like look at me like I'm crazy. Then I tell them, hey, listen, what if you had to do things that way? They're like, huh? I got to do it that way. They'd be lost in the dark, and that's what would happen.
Yeah.
You got to go to the basics, and that's what you have to do.
There's been a lot of white label companies that have come to me, or just a lot of people that have a good business head, and they say all the right things. They say, I want to do this, I want to do that, and then when it comes to actually doing the sales, what they always say is, I want to build a team underneath me first. Because they want everyone else to do all the heavy lifting. They don't want to be doing those phone calls. They don't want to be, pounding the pavement and going door to door. It's not an easy thing to go door to door. It's not an easy thing to call people that you don't know and out of thin air. And half the people are going to hang up, half the people are going to curse you off maybe, but you will get a few people here and there that want to have a conversation. And it's been, my experience that people that say I make 200 phone calls, 300 phone calls a day, they're not good phone calls, because when I talk to people, it might be 30 minutes to 45 minutes, sometimes even longer. And that means that I had a good phone call. That means that the person that I'm talking to had actual interest in what we're saying and what we're going over. Because if I do spend 20 seconds on the phone, guess what? They didn't like it, they didn't pick up, or they hung up. So it's the
You,
quality of the call, the quality
yeah,
of the visit that's important, that
exactly.
a lot of people
You,
nowadays don't know.
yeah, you want quality, not quantity, and that's what it comes down to. It's like, unfortunately, a lot of people, it's human nature. Hey, pound and dial, pound and dial. Hey, I made 200 calls, but nothing came through. Hey, listen, the other guy might only made 50 phone calls for the day, but guess what? He had 8 solid contacts out of that. So you know what? It's the quality of the call. It's the quality of the customer you're talking to. You want to get the information needed. Hey, listen, sometimes you need to change atmosphere, throw on a jacket and go door to door, go business to business, go into office buildings. And, people are a little bit more warm to it versus, going back probably about a dozen years ago where they weren't, because they'd be getting bombarded by salespeople coming in every single day, and that's when the no solicitation signs go up.
Yeah.
However, a business today probably, in all honesty, they're lucky if maybe they have like, maybe 5 to 10 salespeople come in for the whole month. So you know what? You catch them. Usually when you catch someone early in the morning or late in the day, they'll be able to talk to you. And, a lot of my, what I called my foot crews back in the day, those guys would actually head out, right after lunch and they'll work all the way to like 6:30, 7 o'clock at night because business owners would not leave at 5 o'clock. They would leave at like 6:30 so they can avoid the traffic going home. So you know what? You're going in and seeing them, you're developing a relationship. And you know what? And they're more welcome to talk to you because their employees are gone, the phones are quieter, so they'll
Yeah.
listen to you. So you don't have to do a quick elevator pitch.
Yeah. I mean, it's all true. I mean, I know if you can get in the door and talk to the people, spend quality time with them, don't ask, you know, just get some personal information sometimes. You talk to them, build a relationship. And I mean, if you remember Tom, that one of the people that we had a mutual client with, that
Sure.
was what we did. He was a great guy. It was always a pleasure to talk to.
Mhm.
Sometimes I would spend 2, 3 hours with the guy because he would ask a lot of questions. I would give him a lot of information. I helped him a lot. And you know what he did at the end? He would give me referrals because I put that time in with him. And he
Oh, sure.
knew, yeah, he knew I knew what I was doing. He knew I can help him and his own people that he knows. And you build those referrals. If you have a couple of good people like that and they all push a few referrals a month, you'll be good with your own internal leads that will just keep on bringing in. So it's important to do the right thing. It's important to say the right things, be honest all the time,
Mhm.
and that will help like the longevity of your sales cycle and generating the leads for your sales.
Listen, 100%. And a guy like, Tom that you mentioned, you know what? There are so many more like him out there, but you got to find them. And when you find them, guess what? You hit a little gold mine, and that gold mine will feed you because you're respecting him, he's respecting you. And you know what? Like you just said, he's handing you off more people and more business.
I think, yeah, it's true. And all the people, there's so many people that door knock, let's say, but I feel like again, since COVID, people just don't do it as much maybe. And so you may not always get a happy welcome come in kind of response, but the people, you'll be surprised. Some people, they do want to talk to people. Some people have been, stuck in their office and doing, paper pushing and just whatnot. But when they talk to someone that they really value their opinion, and they see that within a few minutes that you have something to provide, it's a really good experience for both parties.
Listen, again, communication's key. Don't be afraid. People want to talk. You get a business owner out there and listen, they need business, especially in the economic times that we're in and where we're heading to. So you know what? This is the perfect time, especially for your business and your people to get out there and not only develop these relationships, make them concrete and
Yep.
make things happen. And that's what you got to do. And trust me, these business owners will be very thankful 6 months later to that salesperson because of what you've done for them. And that's what it comes down to. You have anything else to say before we wrap this up?
I think that's it. So we'll continue to talk about it in different occasions about hiring and unfortunately sometimes doing the firing, what you need to do, how to lay people off, and do it in a respectful, professional manner, and it's
Mhm.
based purely on like what they're not providing and what they said they could. That's
I think a key thing, not to interrupt you, but a key thing for a lot of businesses out there to start thinking about today, create a culture, an environment within your business that people that are coming to work for you are going to want to be there every single day. Not because they got to drag their ass into the office and oh, I got to go in there today. Every place where I've worked, and let it be my own businesses or where I was actually, a sales director, people loved coming to work 9 out of 10 times because I made it fun. I was real with them. I wasn't a hard ass, but I was actually, I turned the screws and I made them accountable. And how you make people accountable is making their talent shine. That's how you do it, is making their talent shine. But make the office fun. Make it a fun atmosphere. Don't make it feel like you're in a morgue waiting for a tag to be put on your toe. If that's the case, you know what? They're going to be gone and your business won't last too long. So you know what, Jonathan? It's been great speaking with you out there. I hope everybody here at Creative Knowledge for You has gained some insight to this. You guys have a great day. Take care.
Take care. Bye.